All right, guys. So now that we pretty much finished with this section, I wanted to do a live demo of how the process would be for me when trying to find code or outsource code and design for an app. Let's just say that I have an idea for an app. I want it to be landscape mode and it's a scroller. I want like maybe like a character, I don't know, like a little stickman or a little something to be running and having to jump up and over and under obstacles. So what I would do first is I would go to chupamobile.com, here I am. And then, I want a scroller about the little guy, the little character running. So maybe I'll just go runner. I may cut some of the loading times away because it's really slow, my internet. But anyway, here, oh, look at that, Stickline Runner, platform Android. That's awesome, $59, that's really good. Now, let's just say, I do iOS, so these wouldn't be good for me. So I guess I would just keep going. Subway Runner, most awaited game template, C#. See, platform Unity, that is good if your programmer or you have the license for Unity. That means that you can convert the same game and export it to both Android and iOS, because Unity can export, and also it's a web game because Unity can export to all those platforms and even Windows Phone. Now, Crazy Runner game, this is for iOS. This is a typical runner game. So should jump quickly over and roll under obstacles. Let's see, that looks kind of what I wanted. Okay, so here's the graphics look a bit too complicated, but that's fine, I didn't do them, so it's already done. Let's see. Features. Supports iOS, iPhone 6 Plus ready. Okay. How to set up and reskin, it already tells you that. Setup and reskin work is very easy. Replace all the graphics sets in and the resource folder. So that's really good. How to play, tap the left button to jump, type the right button to slide. There's some comments as well. So yeah, this one looks interesting, but I would still keep looking. I would save this one, but it is $99. And if I want to create unlimited ones, it would be over $200. So I would still look for some more. So I would go back here and Stickline Runner again. That's for Unity. Okay, that's really good. That could be $59 as well. So that's good. That means I could probably go with iOS with this one. Okay, multiple app license. That's just over $90 or $90 plus. That's actually very, very reasonable. Okay, so let's have a look. It actually looks like what I had in mind, just running, jumping over and under obstacles. It's pretty simple. More easy than ever to reskin, that's brilliant. Okay, controls. Let's see a demo. Look, it's just an iTunes, so okay, that's great. Could be iOS. It includes AdMob, which is ads already. Brilliant. Fast-paced running, increased difficulty. It already has music and sound effects. Easy touch controls. All right, type on the right of the screen to jump, type on the left screen to slide, and all of this. Okay, that's brilliant. So I would probably get this one. So let's say I buy it, maybe $59, or if I wanted to reskin, maybe I would just go for more. What I would need now is I want to get a main character. I just don't want to use the same thing, like I want graphics. So I would probably get the backgrounds and maybe the obstacles to be done by the graphic designer. I'm not sure yet, but the character because it's animated, I would probably go find it somewhere. So I really like to go to cartoonsmart.art.com Okay, so this is how the website looks like, how cartoonsmartart.com looks like. Um, yeah, so they usually have some pretty cool bundles. They have the Super Sprite bundle from 1 to 4, Bro Stock bundle 1, and RPG, and a few other things. But I want to look at this one. I'll just click it. All right, so it's royalty free, really good. Well, as long as I pay for it, obviously. So yeah, the bundle has a few different things. I was scrolling through it. These ones don't really very interested in them, the GUI. So I'm just gonna scroll past them. Now here's a tile set, Pipe Country platform tile set. I really don't want tile sets, all I want is a character, so I'll still scroll. Another tile set here, and yet another one. And another one. And another one. Alright, so some characters finally. Okay, so this one, Marty McGroid character set. Okay, this guy looks cool, maybe he could be my main character. But I'll just keep scrolling. This one's alright, I don't think I could use those as running. Yeah, I don't think I could use these ones either, but I was scrolling and then I found this one, the last one, which I think is really cool. It's called the Assassin's Mission character set. But this guy, this little like ninja, it probably can be really good as my main character. So let's see, Assassin includes the following animations. The Assassin, which is the one I'm interested in, has crouching, maybe I could use that. It has jumping, has running, that's brilliant. And yeah, that's pretty much all I need. And maybe walking or standing, which it also has. So yeah, I would probably get this one. It could also, if you keep scrolling down, you will see that it can be bought separately at gamepartners.com. Down here, the entire bundle is $69 for all of these sets. But to be honest, we only need this guy running and jumping. So yeah, let's just see how much it would be to buy separately. Okay, let's see. For using a single app, $10. For using up to 3 apps, $20. And for using unlimited number of apps, $40. Honestly, I think I'll probably use it in one app only, but I would end up maybe buying this. I don't know. Honestly, I would spend some time thinking about it, but I'd probably just buy the $9 one actually. So that means it's $10 for this thing. But you know, let's also go to opengameart.com. Game art. Okay, so we're at opengameart.org. Now this is where you can find free game art. You can, donate if you want. Yeah, the quality of it is not usually that great. It's a bit hard to find some, really nice things here. But there's this one uploader. His name is Kenny. And he is awesome. He has, completely royalty-free, some really incredible and awesome things. For example, this one, just look at this. Look at this thing. Look at it. It's got so much stuff. It's got our characters, little alien running and falling and climbing and jumping. It's got all these different things and sets and tile sets. It's just so different. And this is just nothing because I've downloaded it. And the amount of variety is incredible. And all of this is for free. Right? Like all you have to do is press here and then it starts downloading. It really is insane how cool this guy is, Kenny. And you can go to his website if you press, this button or this link here. And yeah, you can, if you want, you can just donate to him because to be honest, he does some pretty amazing things. You can see the updates. He sells everything for $9, but it's more of a donation, I think. And yeah, so this is someone I would really recommend in case you want something quality and not too expensive. So basically what I would do here is I would just use maybe something from here as the obstacles. Maybe these boxes or these things, these wooden, maybe these stone blocks, they could be my obstacles, and then the assassin or the ninja could just try to jump over them and avoid them. Okay, so like now we already have the code, we have the main character, we have the backgrounds. Next, what we need is the sound. Now, the game already has sound effects, so it's really not necessary. But you could just go to freesound.org and just do exactly what we did. Like, we already got a jumping audio effect. So next thing, maybe you need a slide sound effect, a die sound effect, and maybe a background music or something. And then that's it. Your entire game is done, and it costs, let's say we only wanted to do one. It costs $60 here. It cost $0 here, and this one cost $70, right? So that means that we spent $130 and we already have pretty much a game finished. And so the next thing I would do is get some sketches and do some sketches with pen or pencil on a blank piece of paper that roughly explain what I want the app to have. And once I have this done, I'm ready to contact my designer and explain what I have in mind. Now, guys, I am aware that this is not the most polished out or best looking game, but it is very decent looking, and it only took about 10 minutes to get there. You will probably spend longer researching and browsing around these websites, but it still reduces costs a lot. I mean, it's all about reducing costs, right? And think about it. In 10 minutes, we have the source code, we have the main character animation, we have the backgrounds, we have the obstacles, and we have the floor that we would probably get from the tile sets as well, and some sound effects as well. So now this is something that would have taken days to complete, and you would have had to pay designers and programmers to do it. And if you would have decided to both design and program and wouldn't want to pay anyone to do them, they would have spent no less than a week or 2 weeks working on this, and it may not have looked as good as this one does. And all up, we spent $70 on this. It was $60 for the game, it was $10 for the characters, it was free to get all the tile sets, the floors, the backgrounds, the obstacles with Kenny, and then the sound effects are free as well. So $70. And it would have been just way more expensive to get a programmer and designer to create all this, and it would have not been ready in 10 minutes either. And even if you can do all this stuff yourself, just think about it. It's $70 to save yourself at least a week, if not 2 or 3 weeks worth of work. And that's a really good deal. If you decide to do it yourself because you won't have to pay anyone, then you are working for $70 a week at most, and that's a pretty horrible pay. Now, with this ready, you can send it to your designer so he or she can finish all the other graphics, like the main menus and things like that. It shouldn't take more than 6 hours to a day maximum. The next day, or even the same day, depending on how long the designer took, you contact your programmer, ask him or her to incorporate all the graphics and game art and add things like in-app purchases and other little things that are needed. It should again take no longer than a day. Assuming you had a proper day of researching before you started looking for resources, that's 3 days, and the app is ready to be uploaded. How incredible is that? And now, while the designer and programming are working on finishing the app, you'd have started on ASO, researching and coming up with a good description and keywords. So basically, when your programmer gives you the app back 2 days later, you should be able to upload it straight away in just 3 days. So you spend $70 on resources, and now let's say that the designer and programmer charged you $50 each as well. So that's $170 for a complete app in just 3 days. And not only that, but you have it ready to be reskinned, and reskinning will be cheaper. You may end up spending $120 on a reskin all up. And if they take you around 3 to 4 days to finish, how many can you upload a month? The more you upload, the higher your monthly returns will be. And the returns depend less on how the app looks and more on how you optimize it in the App Store or Google Play. Which is not to say that looks don't matter. It just means that it's not the most crucial thing. Remember the strategy. Many simple apps quickly. You just have to focus on more people finding them.